Okay, so previous session we have seen how to set up the folders structure for front-end development, and then we have created a page1.html. Through live server we run it and we saw what is the result. Now next we need to get idea on as a HTML when as a developer when you are going to write HTML code. Then question is what you will write, correct? What you are going to write inside, how you will write. So regarding that, little understanding is required. We need to have some idea about how HTML work, what is inside as a developer, what you are going to do of the HTML. So for that purpose, I have made this developer guide file. In that developer guide file, we are going to study that what is HTML and what we are going to write in that as a developer. So I'll write the very basic, you can say syntax to understand the very simple way. And this is very, you can say important part. Before writing the code, you should know that, right? What you are going to do. So related to that only, we are going to make some notes. So let me write here. HTML we call it a hypertext markup language. Hypertext markup language. This is the full form of HTML. Now below I'll define what is HTML and how it works. HTML has collections of predefined tags. HTML has a collections of predefined tags. The HTML tags used to create basic structure of web page. At this point, people will ask you why only basic, why not advanced? We are going to write the answer for that. Using HTML tags, we can collect input from user and we can display output to user. We can collect the input from user and we can display output to user, but you have to write a point here called via web browser. Web browser will play the important role. Without web browser, HTML is a language, it's a technology. It's need a platform where it will execute. In the previous session, I have guided you, right, how HTML work and how it is going to execute. Now, same thing, you are converting into a small theory points that will be helpful to understand. So we wrote here HTML tag. We can HTML tag use to. We can write here use to. Use to collect input from user and also use to display output to user via web browser. Sentence you can modify a little. Below, I'll write here the HTML tags has a limitation on property and values. Sometimes we call it attribute and value. Sometimes we call it a property and value. Right? HTML tags has limitation on property and values. Due to this limitations, CSS and other languages are required. Other languages are required. Other languages are required. Next point I'll write here. What CSS is going to help us? CSS, the full form is cascading style sheet. We can write it has collections of only property and value. Only property and values. It has collections of only property and values. What is the role of that? It used to change look and feel of web page. Web page in the sense HTML. So HTML will give the structure and CSS will change the look and feel. I will write below how this both work. How this both work. Then you can write here a responsive web page equal to like HTML responsive web page, how it will come. So from HTML, we have to use the tags plus from CSS, we have to use their property and values. Then we will ask, this becomes a responsive web page. What is the meaning of a responsive web page? Responsive web page in the sense, if you open a page in mobile, it will display the data properly. Same page open in the laptop, it will display the data properly. Same page open in the tab, it will display the data properly, right? That is called as a responsive web page. So HTML cannot do this. Why? Because HTML says like, yes, I have feature, I can display your data in browser, I can collect the input from user via browser, but I have limitation on identifying the device, whether it is laptop or mobile or very large screen, what is that? That HTML cannot do. So on that, we will apply the CSS. In fact, CSS will give the look and feel also. And CSS will have a feature called media query from the CSS3 that is going to help us to identify this device is mobile or laptop. And come down. Now I'll make another line called a dynamic web page. Responsive and dynamic web page. How it will come? Definitely HTML is required. CSS is also required. Plus JavaScript is also required here for functionality. So what will happen? Now look at here. HTML will take care of input plus output. HTML take care of input plus output. CSS will take care of look and feel. Plus JavaScript will do the processing. JavaScript will do the processing. So we divided the total task into three pieces: input and output through the HTML, look and feel through the CSS, plus data processing through the JavaScript. So these three ways you are going to mix this language and you are going to make a smart web application. But here, next point is to see when we are talking about, okay, there is a tags, lot of tags are there. Then question is, what is the tag? Tag meaning is what? Tag meaning is what? I've written a question here. Tag, how it look like? What is that? You can write the answer. The tag, this is called open tag. This is called open tag. And this is called as a close tag. This is called open tag and this is called close tag. But it's not going to end here itself. It has a big area. We are going to write below how many type of tags are there, how it work, etc. So now my next point will be, when we say like there is a many hundred tags, then how you will divide it, how you will categorize it. So for that question, I'll raise here call type of tags in HTML. In HTML, how many type of tag is there? Okay, in HTML, how many type of tags are there? Then first I'll guide you through example and then we'll come back. I will open a website. This is the page what we have created. Maybe I will open the page from the previous any batches that I have covered the input and output both the tag. So let me go inside the system and look into the some other page that I have made for other batches. Right? If I go in the very basic HTML, then I will run a file here. You can see how it look. This file you can see. In this we can see everything is coming as output. This is the text data. This is also text data, but appearance is different. This is the image. This is the hyperlink. Here also text image we have. This is also text image, and this is a contact page. So in this file, the contact file, contact us page what I can enter my details here. This is called as a input. This is called as a input. And in product page, I can see the photo, big text, small text, hyperlink. These all are called as a output, input and output. So you go to any website, maybe Gmail if you go, you have to write an email that is called input. Your email will deliver to someone. For him, it will display as output. In the Facebook, you upload the photo. So for you, it's an input. Your friend will see the photo. For him, it become as output. Similar way, whichever the web application you have browsed till date, in every web application, we go through the two steps: enter, input, and display the output. So input will happen through different tag and output will happen through different tag. So we call it a input tag and output tag. Okay, so I'm going to come to this file. Here I'll write call. There are two type of tag. One is called input tags. What is do? It used to collect input from user. There is another tag, output tag. What is the role of this? It used to display output to user. This used to display output to user. So what we are doing when we are creating a web application, in some pages we have to collect the input. In some pages we have to display the output. That example you saw here. This is called output, and this is called as input and output. Fine. Let's come down. Next point. So total 7 points are highlighted for HTML. That is going to help us. Okay, so total HTML, the main concept what we have is fundamentally, we have split it into 7 parts. 7 points you can say. In that first we got to know how many type of tags are there. So we divided into 2 parts, input tag as well as output tag. Next, we need to understand, since many tags are there, input tag and output tag, including if we see so many hundreds will be there. So these all the tags, syntax is similar, code is similar or different? No, it's not similar, it's a different. Let's see how you will make something in such a way that you can implement and learn easily. So you will write here the syntax or maybe a structure of HTML tags. A structure of HTML tags. We'll write below the first point. One is called dependent tag. Second one is called independent tag. And third one is called self-closing tag. So independent tag, dependent tag. This dependent tag some people call it a pair tag also. Independent tag some people call unpaired tag also. Now what is the role of this? We can write here those HTML tags that has open and close separate. Those HTML tags that has open and close separate. Independent tag, those HTML tags that open close together or that has only open. Closing is not there. That has only open. See the example first here. Independent tag. Most of the people is aware of HTML tag open like this is closed like this. Right? Inside the HTML, you used to write head, open separate, close separate. Under HTML only, body tag open, also close is separate. Right? So you can see here, the tags open is separate with slash, without slash, and closing is happening with slash. Head tag open without slash, closing is with slash. Body tag open without slash, closing is with slash. So likewise, many hundred tags you will find that open separate and close separate. So this becomes an example. Whenever you see any tag that open separate, close separate, that is called as a dependent tag. Come to the independent tag, unpaired tag. Example, you might be aware of a BR tag, main node also. You may be aware of IMG tag. One tag is called HR tag. So these tags are only open. In that closing is not there. Closing is optional. But what problem will happen if you are going for the React with JSX? You will write here React JSX do not support it. Your independent tag will not work in React JSX. So the problem will come. In React, we want to display image, then we cannot. We want to apply a BR, we cannot. No, we have solution. What is the solution? We have to go for the next point, that is called self-closing. What is in self-closing? You can see here, same tag, BRIMGHR. I copied and pasted here. I'll put the slash in the last. Slash in the last, slash in the last. So this is called open and close together. You can see open happen from beginning and close happen in the last. Open from beginning, close in the last. Open from beginning, close in the last. So this is called self-closing tag. What is called? Self-closing tag. Okay. You can write here a small line definition. Those HTML tags that open and close together. Those HTML tags that open and close together. So overall 7 points was there. In that we found 5 points. When we look into the HTML tags, we will find this tag is going to take the input from user. That is called input tag. Another tag is going to display some output to user. That will become the output tag. As a developer, when you start writing the code, you will see some tag is open close separate. Some tag is open only. Some tag open close together. So based on their syntax structure, you are going to split into 3 parts. If the tag is open and close separate, we will call it a dependent tag or paired tag. If the tag is only open, we will call it an independent tag, but it has limitation. React JSX will not work. Some tag is called open close together. It is called self-closing tag. Those tags that open and close together, it is called a self-closing tag. So this happen as a syntax point of view. 3 point we found. We have some more. So this page we have seen inside you have college. This all are called output. This is also called output, different type of output. This is also output, different type of output. But this is as a input. Here we can collect the input from user. So in this page we follow the input tag and rest 3 pages it's follow as a output tag. Right? Hope you are clear. Coming to the next. In the same photo, you can see this is welcome to HTML is printing in one line, and this rest text as a paragraph is printing in the new line. Here you can see home, service, product, contact us is printing in one line. What is the fundamental behind that? This photo, 4 photos are printing in one line. The text is printing in the new line. There is some behavior of HTML tags you are going to write here. Okay, point number next. That is called the behavior of HTML tags. Behavior of HTML tags. What is the behavior of HTML tags? Right here, a first point, block level tag. Another one is called inline tag. Block level tags, you can write here, notes. Those HTML tags that print statement in new line by default. Those HTML tags that print a statement in new line by default. That is called as a block level tag. Right here next, inline tag. Those HTML tags that print a statement in same line, in the sense side by side. Side by side. You can see here in this file, these 3 images are printing in one line. This is called as a inline behavior. This welcome to home is printing in one line. Paragraph is printing in the new line. This is called block level behavior. This 3, 4 hyperlink you can see. Sorry. This hyperlink you can see. It is printing in the same line, right? The hyperlink we can see it is printing in the same line. It is called as a inline behavior. It is called as a inline behavior. So let us see an example and understand what is that. So I'll go here and I will write a small points saying like note. Using CSS, what we can do using CSS, point number one, block level tag we can change to inline tag, and inline tag we can change to block level tag. Using CSS block level tag, we can change the behavior to inline, and inline tag we can change into block. This is called responsive design. This is called responsive design. Responsive design. So now see, I will show you example in our official website infocampus.co.in. There you will see some tags behavior is a block level, some tag behavior is a inline. So let me open our website infocampus.co.in. Website is open. Now look at here. If you see this line, very first line, this is yellow block, PP installment, live classes, weekly test assignment, 100% job. You can see this is printing in one line. This is called as a inline behavior. Scroll down. We can see classroom training, online training, both are printing in one line. It's called as inline behavior. 12 plus years of experience, 42,000 students, this many, 100 companies. This line you can see, it is coming in inline. This is called inline behavior. Same time, if I come down, displacement list you can see is coming in the same line, called inline behavior. After that, if I come back to this block, IT courses, work on live project, interview preparation, job placement. This is printing in one line. This is called inline behavior, right? Since I have opened this page in the laptop and the screen width is very big, nearly 1600 pixel. So in 1600 pixel, this 4 block is able to fit properly. So we have changed the behavior as a inline. But think if you open in the laptop, then how you want to see that? In laptop also, if you want to see 4 items in one line, it will become very small, right? We have to zoom out, then only we can read the data. So for that purpose, in mobile phone, we have to change the behavior. Okay, we have to print all the block in the new line. So let me guide you. I'll come down directly. See, all the placement people are printing the new line. Leave that, come here. IT courses, work on live project, interview preparation, job placement, all are printing in the new line. This is called a block level behavior. When the window was big size, it was printing in side by side, it was in line behavior. But now behavior got converted into block. So hope you are clear. If something prints side by side, it is called as a inline. You can see here, these 3 blocks are printing in one line. This is called as a inline behavior. But when it print top to bottom, it's called as a block level behavior, right? So hope you are clear. Block meaning is what? Print the statement in the new line. Inline meaning is what? Print the statement in the same line till end of the screen. But CSS we have, using CSS based on device, block level tag we can change to inline, and again based on device width, inline tag we can change into block level. And this process In technical term, we are going to call it a responsive design. If a person is able to do this, that meaning he is a responsive designer. He can design a responsive web page. Right? So how many points you found as a real fact thing? That is called input tag and output tag. Second point you found dependent tag. If open close is separate. Next point you found independent tag. If the tag is only open. Next point you found called open close together. If the tag is open close together, it is called as a self-closing tag. But all the tags will not print the output similar, maybe in the same line or new line. Based on that, again, you are dividing. If the tag will print a statement in the new line, we will call it a block level tag. If the tag will print the statement in the same line side by side, we will call it a inline tag. Fine. And then further requirement, we have to modify little the behavior of tag based on business need. We have to change the block to inline, inline to block, so that it should fit in all devices. For that purpose, we will use the CSS. Through CSS, we can change the behavior block to inline and inline to block. Right. So hope you are clear till here. Next, in the last session, we have made a file page1.html. In this page1.html, quickly I will prove you these 7 points that really these 7 points are valid or invalid. So look at here. I have written already a tag on h1, right? I will write one more thing in this. One more h1 only I'll write. One more h1 I'll write. Here I will change to Bangalore. And I will bring this h1 in the same line. I will write here for Mumbai. Okay. I will save the page. I will run the page. You can see h1 is open and close. It is called as a block level tag. No, not block level tag. It is called as a dependent tag. Since the tag is open and close, it's called as a dependent. I will write here dependent. This h1 is also open close. I will write in the last dependent. Okay, but what about the behavior? Whether Bangalore and Mumbai will print in the same line or it will print in a new line, we don't know. We have to run it, then only we'll come to know. So in the previous session, you have run this file, right? So again, you go here, you will see the go live option, click on that. Your page will appear in the browser. See, the page appear in the browser, right? You can see Bangalore is printing in one line, Mumbai is printing in a new line. What we have discussed inside our theory that if two tags are printing in the same line, it is called as inline. But here two tag statement is not printing in the same line. It is printing in the name line. It is called as a block level tag, right? Block level tag will print the statement in the new line. Bangalore is printing in one line. Mumbai is printing in the new line. Let me go to the code again. I will write here independent as well as, sorry, not independent, dependent as well as block level. As well as block level. So we will be clear, yes, h1 is a dependent tag and h1 is a block level tag since it is printing in the name line. Next, I will go here. I will try to print some more tag similar to get idea. Let me write here a label tag. This example is just randomly few tags I'm writing to prove the 7 points that you have seen in the previous example. I will write HTML and here I'll write one more tag, label itself. There I'll write called CSS. I will run this page. You can see what is the similarity is H1 is open close. This H1 is also open close. It's called as a dependent. Label is also open close. It's called as a dependent. But what about behavior? Behavior is inline or block. It is going to print in the same line, but it's going to print in the new line. So for that purpose, I will come back to browser again, and we can see HTML and CSS is printing in the same line. So when HTML and CSS is printing in the same line, the behavior is as a inline. Simple. We have discussed if something is printing side by side, that is called as a inline behavior. Come next again. Let me write some more tags. I'll write here input type equal to text. Input type equal to text. I will just write a placeholder property called enter your name. I will use one more input tag here. Input type equal to number. And placeholder equal to enter your mobile number. See the difference here. This is only open where we are written input type equal to text. There is no slash in the last. There is no separate closing of this. This is called as a independent tag. This is called as a independent tag. And this input type equal to number we are written in the last I kept as a slash. This becomes a self-closing tag. Right? This is called as a independent and this is called as a self-closing. Independent, how you will call? Because there is no closing in that. It is just open. Here, how you will call self-closing? Because open from beginning and just slash in the last. Closing happen. So you can see whichever the tag is open and close, it's called dependent. If the tag is only open, call it independent. If the tag is open close together, it is called a self-closing. Now let us see what is the behavior of this tool, whether it is inline or block. If I go to the browser, I can see both are printing in the same line. So it is called a inline tag. Label is an inline tag. Text is an inline tag. Mobile type as a number is an inline tag. When I enter something here, it's taking the input. Here I'm entering something, it's taking the input. So these two become the input tag and this remaining all become as a output tag. This H1 become the output tag, label become the output tag, and this and this text and number both become as a input tag. Our total discussion was about the 7 points. Number 1, tag is open close dependent. Number 2, tag is only open independent. Number 3, tag is open close together self-closing. And next, whether it will print in the same line or new line. So you can see it is printing in the new line. It's called as a block level. This is printing in the same line. It's called as a inline. And the last discussion point is this is called output tag. This is also called as output tag, but these two are called as a input tag. So those 7 points are clear, hopefully. I will just repeat here the notes in the last that hopefully you will remember it. This is just like this. Number 1, you will find as input tags. Number 2, you will find the output tag. Number 3, you will find block level tag. Number 4, you will find block level change here little dependent tag. Dependent tag. Next, you will find independent tag. Next, you will find self-closing tag. right? Sixth point, you will find block level tag. And the seventh point, you will find inline tag. What this all is going to help us? Input tag, it take input, that we saw two text boxes. Output tag, H1 we have written, label we have written, it display output. Dependent tag, it open and close separate. Independent tag, it has only open. Self-closing tag, it open close together. Open and close together. Next, block label tag, it print output in a new line. Next, inline tag, it print output in same line. So this is all about what we have discussed in this session. Let us see you in the next session. Thanks. We will meet you in the next session. Thank you and bye.